They remembered him from the days when he was the last one to pull into the parking lot. An old, faded 2006 Ford Mustang, with scratched rims and an exhaust that sounded louder than it was going. When he got out of the car, someone would always laugh. Someone would throw a catchphrase. Someone would just shake their head, as if they were looking at a person who was late for their own life. His name was Alex. During the day, he worked in a warehouse for a logistics company. He lifted boxes, dragged pallets, counted other people's goods and listened to his boss repeat the same thing every day: "You can do more, but not here." At night, Alex would return to the garage, small, cramped, with a leaky roof, and sit next to his Mustang. He didn't always do anything. Often he just sat. He touched the steering wheel. He looked at the dashboard. And he imagined how one day this car would be fast again. Money was tight. Parts were bought one at a time. Sometimes he waited a month to replace a part. Sometimes he sold his belongings to buy a tool. He didn't drink in bars. He didn't go on vacations. His life was reduced to work, the garage, and short night races where he always lost. And every loss hurt. Especially when Trevor was at the start. Trevor had a Dodge Challenger Hellcat, black, with a supercharger howl that silenced people before they even started. He was a local legend. Always calm. Always confident. Always first. He never laughed out loud, but his smile spoke louder than words. "You're back, Mustang," he said once, looking at Alex. "I respect stubbornness. But stubbornness is not speed." Alex didn't answer. He just got in the car. And lost again. Months passed. One night, a new pickup truck arrived at the races, a Ford F-150 Raptor. Loud, aggressive, with mud on its tires. Behind the wheel was a man in his 40s, with tired eyes and a calm voice. His name was Mark. He wasn't competing. He was watching. After the race, Mark approached Alex. "Is this your Mustang?" "Yes." "Do you know that it can do more than you ask of it?" "I know. I just don't have the money." "Money is not the main thing. Patience is." They started talking. About engines. About suspension. About how to listen to the car properly. Mark turned out to be a former mechanic who once lost his own race, not on the track, but in life. And now he simply helped those who had not given up yet. They worked together. Slowly. Without pathos. Alex learned not to push, but to wait. Not to tear, but to feel. And one day the Mustang drove differently. Not louder. Not more aggressive. But more confident. Night came when Trevor went out to the start again. "Do you want it again?" he asked. "I want it," Alex answered. The crowd did not expect anything new. But when the light turned green, something no one expected happened. The Mustang didn't pull away. It didn't try to win the race. It just stayed close. Meter after meter. Turn after turn. And on the final straight, Alex didn't let the Hellcat get away. He held on. He didn't get scared. He didn't make a mistake. The finish. Silence. Someone screamed first. Someone didn't believe it. Trevor got out of the car and was silent for a long time. "You've changed," he said. "I just learned to wait," Alex replied. He didn't become a legend that night. But he became even. A few weeks later, Alex sold the Mustang. No one understood why. And then he came back. In a Nissan GT-R gray, understated, without unnecessary shine. A car respected by those who understood. He didn't brag. He just showed up. And no one laughed anymore. Because everyone knew, this guy didn't disappear. He grew up. And now, when the engines start at night, someone always looks at the start and says quietly, "If he's here, the race will be real."
One day at a gas station, a guy walked up. He looked at the Impala and said, "Man, that thing has soul." I laughed. But he was right. It wasn't fast. It wasn't quiet. But it was real. I brought it to a local car meet. Surrounded by Mustangs, Chargers, Corvettes. My Impala stood there. Like it didn't belong. And somehow, it did. People smiled. Asked questions. Told stories. No one laughed. That's when it hit me. This car didn't make me cool. It didn't make me rich. But it gave me stories. Patience. And pride. It taught me that sometimes you don't need the best thing. You need the thing that stays with you. This was the worst car I ever bought. And the best ride I ever had. Because sometimes, the car that breaks you a little builds you the most. Sometimes the worst car is the one you'll love forever.
Those words spread through the city faster than any video. Because no one expected that the same guy who once clung to every chance would now deliberately choose defeat. Mark, the same man with the Raptor, later said, "You got the main thing. You no longer race to prove. You race because you can." Alex began to change his approach. He helped others. Advised. Explained. Even to those who once laughed at him. And that broke people more than victories. And then there was an accident. A young guy in a Subaru WRX lost control of the turn. The car spun around. Metal. Fire. Screams. Alex was the first to stop. He broke the window. Pulled the driver out. Sat next to him while the ambulance arrived. The next day the police closed the track. The races disappeared. As if they had never been. A week passed. Then another. And one evening Alex drove back to the same road. Alone. He killed the engine. He got out. He looked at the asphalt. The GT-R was no longer just a car. It had become a boundary between the past and what it had become. No one was racing that night. But everyone who was there understood, the era of mindless speed was over. And another had begun. Where it wasn't how fast you went, but why you were on the road in the first place that mattered. A few months later Alex left town. No goodbyes. No noise. But sometimes, late at night, someone swears they've seen a gray GTR on the track. Not for racing. Not for challenges. Just to remind you. True power is control. Almost 2 years had passed. The city had changed. The roads had become quieter. New names appeared and disappeared faster than rubber could wear on the asphalt. Someone was making money, someone was breaking down, someone was retiring. And Alex's name, they almost stopped mentioning it. And that's when he returned. Not loudly. Not spectacularly. Without social media or warnings. Just one evening, when the city was already falling asleep, familiar headlights lit up on an old industrial road. The GTR was different. Darker. Calmer. As if it had aged along with its owner. There was no challenge in it. Only confidence. The guy in the brand new Charger was the first to recognize him. That can't be. Maybe, someone in the crowd answered. That's him. Alex got out of the car slowly. Without hurry. He looked around. He saw familiar faces and those he didn't know. He didn't care. He hadn't come for attention. Rick came up to him. The same one. Now with gray hair on his temples. I thought you weren't coming back, he said. I wasn't coming back, Alex said. I just stopped by to put an end to it. Do you want a race? No. The word hung in the air. I want to say something, Alex continued, looking at the people. I used to think speed was the answer. Then I thought winning was the answer. But the truth is different. The answer is knowing when to stop. Some smiled. Some rolled their eyes. But everyone was listening. This road gave me everything. And it took a lot away. So I'm not going today. Today I'm going. He got out his keys. He went back to the car. He ran his hand over the hood one last time. And opened the door. Take it, he told Rick. She deserves someone who's still looking for an answer. Are you serious? Absolutely. Rick didn't take the keys right away. And you? And I've already found mine. Alex left. He just walked along the road. No camera. No music. No applause. The GTR remained. As a legend. As a symbol. As a reminder. They say that after that night, street racing was never the same again. Some became more careful. Some smarter. Some simply stopped racing. And sometimes, somewhere far away, on the tracks of other cities, people see a man working in a workshop. Calm. Silent. He helps build cars. Never shows off. Never tells stories. But if you ask him if he likes speed, he'll smile and say, I like control. And that's enough.